Have you ever gone in for a hug and suddenly felt the other person stiffen? That awkward moment when you realize too late that something felt off. Today, we're talking about one simple action that can build connection or instantly create discomfort, the hug. And more importantly, the one mistake you should never make when going to hug a woman. Because in female psychology, a hug isn't just physical contact, it's emotional communication. It signals trust, comfort, safety, or the complete opposite. The biggest mistake many people make when going to hug a woman is assuming that the hug is automatically welcome. This assumption often comes from good intentions, friendliness, or habit. But even good intentions can lead to uncomfortable moments if personal boundaries are not considered. Just because you feel warm or happy to see her does not mean she is feeling the same way at that exact moment. Emotions, moods, and comfort levels change depending on the situation, the environment, and the relationship between two people. In female psychology, personal space is strongly connected to feelings of safety and control. Many women are naturally more aware of who enters their personal space and when physical contact happens. This awareness is not about rejecting affection or disliking hugs. It is about feeling secure and having the freedom to choose what kind of physical interaction feels comfortable. When someone assumes a hug without giving her time to respond, it can create a sense of pressure, even if that pressure is subtle and unintentional. Another important detail is context. A hug that feels normal in one situation may feel uncomfortable in another. For example, hugging in a relaxed social setting among close friends might feel natural, while the same hug in a formal environment or public setting could feel awkward or unexpected. Women often evaluate the situation quickly: who is around, how familiar the person is, and whether the moment feels appropriate for physical contact. Ignoring these factors can cause discomfort because it removes her ability to mentally prepare for the interaction. Timing also plays a major role in how a hug is received. If a woman is distracted, busy, stressed, or emotionally overwhelmed, she may not be ready for physical contact even from someone she trusts. When a hug happens without checking her readiness, it may feel intrusive rather than supportive. Giving a small pause, allowing eye contact, or simply reading her body language provides her with the chance to signal whether the hug is welcome. This pause communicates respect because it shows that her comfort matters as much as your intention. Assuming physical closeness without permission can unintentionally send the message that her feelings are secondary. Over time, repeated moments like this can reduce trust and create distance, even if the person initiating the hug believes they are being friendly. Respecting boundaries strengthens emotional safety and encourages mutual comfort in social interactions. Moving in too fast is another common mistake that creates discomfort when going in for a hug. Many people act on impulse when they feel excited or happy to see someone, stepping forward quickly and opening their arms without giving the other person enough time to react. While the intention may be friendly, the speed of the movement can feel overwhelming, especially if the woman was not expecting physical contact at that moment. Sudden movements reduce the chance for her to process what is happening and decide whether she feels comfortable with the interaction. From a psychological point of view, quick and unexpected actions can trigger alertness in the brain. Women in particular are often more sensitive to rapid changes in personal space because their awareness of surroundings is naturally heightened. When someone approaches too quickly, the brain may interpret the movement as pressure rather than warmth. Even if the situation is harmless, the lack of warning can create tension in her body, making her feel stiff or unsure about how to respond. This reaction is not always visible in words, but it often appears through subtle physical signals such as leaning back slightly or holding the body still. Slowing down before initiating a hug allows the moment to feel natural rather than forced. A gentle approach gives her time to recognize your intention and respond with her own body language. Eye contact plays a powerful role here because it silently communicates your intention before any physical movement happens. A brief smile or pause acts like a silent question, giving her the chance to accept or decline the hug without feeling trapped. When movement is calm and predictable, it reduces uncertainty and creates a sense of control. Speed also affects emotional perception. A rushed hug can feel careless or impulsive, while a slower approach feels thoughtful and respectful. Women often interpret the pace of movement as a reflection of emotional awareness. When you slow down, it signals patience and consideration, showing that you value her comfort more than your impulse. This careful pacing helps build trust because it demonstrates that you are paying attention to her reactions instead of acting automatically. In many social situations, Physical gestures carry emotional meaning beyond the action itself. The way a hug begins can shape how it is remembered, and rushing into physical contact removes the space needed for emotional readiness. Allowing a moment of stillness before stepping forward helps create a shared understanding of the situation, making the interaction feel balanced rather than sudden. Ignoring her body language is another serious mistake that often leads to uncomfortable hugging situations. Body language is one of the most powerful ways people communicate feelings without speaking, and many women rely heavily on nonverbal signals to express comfort or discomfort. When someone focuses only on their own intention to hug and ignores the signals coming from her body, the interaction can feel one-sided and emotionally disconnected. Even small gestures from her side can provide clear clues about whether the hug is welcome or not. Women often express their comfort level through subtle movements rather than direct words. For example, if she leans slightly forward, relaxes her shoulders, or keeps her arms open, these are usually signs that she feels at ease and may welcome physical contact. On the other hand, if she crosses her arms, turns her body sideways, or keeps her hands occupied, these signals often suggest hesitation or a desire to maintain distance. These actions may appear minor, but psychologically they carry strong meaning about her emotional state and personal boundaries at that moment. Facial expressions also play a major role in understanding body language. A genuine smile usually involves relaxed eyes and natural movement, while an uncomfortable smile may appear tight or forced. If her expression looks uncertain or distracted, it may indicate that she is not ready for physical closeness. Ignoring these details increases the chance of creating discomfort because it shows a lack of awareness toward her emotional signals. Women often feel more respected when their silent cues are noticed and understood without requiring them to verbally explain their feelings. Distance between two people is another important form of body language. If she naturally maintains space between you, it may be her way of signaling that she prefers verbal interaction rather than physical contact. Stepping forward into that space without noticing her hesitation can feel intrusive. Respecting that distance communicates emotional intelligence because it shows sensitivity to her comfort level. Many women appreciate when someone recognizes their signals without pushing them into a situation they are unsure about. When body language is ignored repeatedly, it can create emotional frustration over time. A woman may feel that her feelings are not being acknowledged, even if she has been giving clear nonverbal signals. This lack of awareness can weaken trust because it suggests that her comfort is not being carefully considered. Paying attention to posture, facial expression, and movement helps create smoother interactions and reduces misunderstandings in social situations. Holding the hug too long is another mistake that can quickly turn a comfortable moment into an awkward one. A hug is meant to feel natural and balanced, but when it lasts longer than expected, it can create tension instead of comfort. Many people believe that a longer hug shows warmth or deeper care. Yet in reality, the length of a hug should match the situation and the level of familiarity between two people. When someone continues holding on after the other person is ready to step back, it removes the sense of control from the interaction. In female psychology, timing plays a very important role in how physical contact is experienced. Women often pay attention not only to the gesture itself, but also to how long it lasts. A short and respectful hug usually feels safe because it follows social expectations and does not invade personal space for too long. When a hug continues beyond that natural timing, the body may start to feel tense, even if the person does not verbally express discomfort. This tension can appear through stiff posture, lack of movement, or a quick attempt to step back. Comfort in a hug depends on mutual awareness. If one person is fully relaxed while the other is waiting for the moment to end, the emotional balance is lost. Women often prefer hugs that feel equal, where both people naturally release at the same time. When someone ignores her attempt to pull away or continues holding tightly, it can create feelings of awkwardness or unease. Even if the intention behind the hug is friendly, the lack of awareness about timing may be interpreted as insensitivity toward her comfort level. The situation and relationship also influence how long a hug should last. A brief greeting hug between acquaintances usually requires less time than a comforting hug between close friends or family members. Understanding this difference helps prevent misunderstandings. If the relationship is still developing, longer physical contact may feel too personal or premature. Women often judge the appropriateness of a hug based on how emotionally connected they feel to the person, and ignoring that emotional distance can create discomfort. Another important signal to watch is her attempt to move away. When a woman slightly shifts her body, loosens her arms, or leans back, these actions usually indicate that she is ready to end the hug. Responding quickly to these signals shows awareness and respect for her boundaries. Failing to notice these movements may make her feel trapped in a moment that was supposed to feel friendly and supportive.